morning. So I've had a bit of sleep. I'm going to have some more. I'm talking because I thought I should. I made a video just a moment ago, and of course it didn't work because the storage on this phone has run out. So I've had to delete my BBC News thing to get the storage. So that's how interesting this conversation is going to be. And of course it's not a conversation because it's just me talking into the void with a sense that maybe it's just me talking to myself, or maybe it's actually going somewhere. I don't really know. Still don't really know. But I like to think that it's real. How could I? It was actually, what I said was actually quite good. I went on for about 5 minutes. It's kind of, but of course it's all lost. I can't repeat myself. I certainly don't prepare in advance to say anything. It's just, just talking has its own life, doesn't it? It's like, God, everything I'm going to say is so banal. It's just like walking. Put one foot in front of the other, and lo and behold, you get somewhere. And if you don't do anything, then of course nothing happens. Now, whether that's true, I don't know. This is all so banal. The pace at which we talk is different to the pace at which we write, is different to the pace at which we think, and I'm certainly thinking a lot more quickly than I'm speaking. So it's kind of, and I guess being aware of that, I'm editing what I'm saying, which then makes it a little more complicated prior to saying it. And I don't really want to do that. I just want to speak directly from my thoughts. I guess the whole point of this is to try and present a window into something, and for it to be as honest as possible and grounded as possible, I suppose, in something something more fundamental than myself, which I'm constantly trying not to connect to too much at any level, really. Not because there's anything bad about me, it's just that there's nothing particularly special about me either. It's I'm aware of things happening through me, and all sorts of coincidences occurring and things like that, but I don't think it's because of me. I just maybe I'm quite perceptive. I think. So perception, what's perception? I'm not here to teach, really. That's not my role. I'm just here to observe, I think, and to point things out. Because that's the theme. There we go. This is the theme of my life, I think, is I kind of position myself on the outside so that I have the freedom to have a view of what's going on without really being connected to it to the extent that I change it. So, or have any responsibility for it. It's really just like a holiday maker. Sightseer is what I'm looking for. Like a sightseer, just on the bus, just looking at the stuff, not really part of it all, just kind of observing what's interesting, and there's a lot of interesting stuff out there. And making connections and making observations about that. For what purpose, I have no idea, but it seems like a fun thing to do for me. Certainly engaging. I found this whole information thing is very engaging. It's good material, good toys for a young boy to play with. Yeah. Well, I've got nothing to say as usual. It's very difficult one-sidedly to. It's not a conversation. Maybe I said that already, but so it's almost a kind of it's almost an impertinence to to say. It's as if what I have to say is has any value really, which outside of a conversation I think it probably doesn't have any value at all. So it's a little bit weird. It's like I'm making something superfluous here just to throw in there, which I guess is all that anybody ever does really, just generating outputs. And if and some more than others, if your output actually has an effect on other people that you can recognize, then I guess it becomes sort of a creative process more so than if you're not aware of any kind of feedback. And maybe we look for feedback. Maybe we find feedback where there is none. I don't know. And being part of a cycle of generation and response. I don't know. Is that a way of life, really? Is that just feeling the edges of your person? Is that just a way of experiencing life in just the same way as feeling hot water on your skin gives you a sense of the limitations, heat-wise, temperature-wise, of your body and the scale of your body and the experience? Maybe. Is that it? Is that all there is? Obviously not. There's more to life than that, but it's still fun to feel the effects of that, I guess. God, let me tell you, I'm so bloody lonely here, really, because there is just nobody to talk to, and more generally, it's quite difficult to find feedback. But I'm still making some sort of noise, and I'm still and this, here we go. This is all about me. Just living. Actually, I was thinking about food, because animals eat food. The lion is the archetypal head of the food chain, and he's the boss. And I don't know whether the lion is actually aware of the experience of being a boss in himself, because he might be regarded like that from the perspective of those who might be eaten by him. But in his own experience, perhaps all he ever knows is that now he's hungry, now he's eating, now he's sleeping. Is there any more to his life than that? Just driven by the limitations of his experience of hunger and other stuff differently. You know, what does the lion think about his own existence, about his own responsibility? That was really the purpose of that thought for me, was that, you know, to what extent is the lion responsible, even though he's at the top? And what's he responsible for? And, you know, I sense that, you know, he's responsible for the family, of course, for pushing on. But maybe there's not much more to it than that, you know. And we enjoy the lion because we can kind of use them as a sign, a symbol of something that is kind of useful for us to regard. But doesn't really matter the structure of the lion at the top and the antelope further down and the grass that still needs cutting. God damn it, I hate that grass so much. You know, what the hell's that about? Why do we need to have lawns? Well, we need to have lawns because grass, where grass grows, weeds don't grow. That's why there's grass. And I only found that out relatively late in life through a friend giving me that little nugget of information that seemed to be useful to me. But yeah, it's lovely when it's all cut and looking good. But it's such a luxury, you know, such a waste of resources to have the time available. People who have gardens have time, and gardens are a sink for their energy that just use up the resource. You know, it's just a way of wasting. It's I have to say it, it's a bit like having a dog. Dogs are a kind of sink of energy, and that they kind of give you things to do. Walking a dog, I don't know, what do dogs need you to walk them really? Do they appreciate your input in their walking? You know, they're sure they love your company, absolutely, and you know, they love being fed and all of that. But you know, do they really need you to help them walk? We do all this stuff. There's so much nonsense out there, really. I can't get involved with it. I just find that I'm not mocking it. I'm not mocking it. I love being in some leisured person's garden, and my own if I have time to do it, and I will spend those few days that I've got coming up, which are holidays. I will spend them completely trying to get the garden back in shape, and then I will enjoy the garden. But that's just another kind of tending a limitation in your life that kind of keeps you neat in your little box, keeps you in your garden, up to the limits, up to the edges of your garden, and presents you in relation to your neighbours in terms of garden. Yeah, it's all very nice, and it isn't real, and it doesn't actually mean a damn thing. So it's kind of it's fun to go to. I love going to London. You know, I get on the bus, I go to London, I mooch about, I walk around the streets, I go and see the museums, Trafalgar Square, and walk across the Millennium Footbridge, which I love. And always the sun is shining, because I do it when I want to do it, and that's when the weather's good. And that's a sort of garden, but it's a bit bigger, and I've got no responsibility for it. But I kind of feel part of British culture to some extent, so I enjoy that. I enjoy not necessarily being part of it, but seeing it happen, seeing it there. It's quite nice. Yeah, so there you go, Madman Rambling in the morning. I'm not really awake. Haven't the faintest idea who I'm talking to. But anyway, you know, there's a bit of me chatting. Thank you for watching. And I will do this again. I only ever do this when there's no one else in the house, though, so they'll be few and far between, probably. Okay, bye.